Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hog fanatics, we at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody?
But we've seen this movie before.
What's Sam Pittman known for?
I don't know.
Exactly. Is the Arkansas athletic program cursed? You never know what the loudest mouth in the fan base and his wild band of misfits are going to say.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hawg Pen with your host, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton.
What is up, everybody? There's my boy.
I hit the wrong button, my bad. Okay, let's do this from the beginning, shall we?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into Inside the Hawg Pen, where apparently I have lost the ability to function right now. But hope everybody had a great week. Got a big show presented by Seven Oak Steakhouse and Seafood and Rock City Wraps. The boy to my left, right, whichever direction we are. Put your finger down is my co-host, cohort, all-around good guy, and the glue that holds the whole thing together. Marcus MC Carlton holding it down from the NEA Hawg Pen. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Oh, dude, we got some stuff we got to talk about.
Man, we do. It's been an interesting week for sure.
And it keeps getting better.
Yeah, it just keeps on keeping on.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m., 101.1 FM, The Answer, Inside the Hawg Pen radio show. Coach Kevin Bohannon. Everybody should know who Coach Cabo is. He's going to be my guest tomorrow as Arkansas baseball kicks off, or first pitch.
Yeah,
is starting. Well, I don't know the.
I don't baseball's version of.
I don't know the analogy for
that.
I
don't know how you would put that. I guess first pitch is as close as you can get.
Something, but anyway, we'll figure it out. But they get underway tomorrow, beginning their march to Omaha. But we'll talk about that later in the show. They've got a doubleheader tomorrow starting at noon. And
yeah, because the weather.
2 is 90 minutes after the first game.
I think that's right. Yeah.
But we'll get into all that later in the show. And then some things went down as far as the 50-50 raffle. And oh my God.
Yeah. Things got interesting at the Capitol there in Little Rock. Sheesh. But we'll hit on that a little bit too, and see if y'all are keeping up with that. There's a little bit of drama going on yesterday. If you're not keeping up with it, I suggest you go get on Twitter and research it a little bit, because it's getting interesting.
Somewhere between ouch and boing. That is a White Christmas reference for anybody that has not seen the movie. That is, go see the movie. It's called White Christmas, 50 something.
Yeah, older than both of us, even older than me.
Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye. But all right, dude, let me hit this thing here, and we will get started. You're muted, MC. He's so excited.
I'm so damn excited. I forgot to unmute my mic.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball. Yeah.
All right. I like the yeah at the end of that, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So we beat Texas, and then of course we had Alabama come in, and we drop an L to them, 85-81, come up just short.
Yeah, after quite a comeback. I mean, they got down by 20 in the second half, and in the the term of the day, if you're watching anything political, is radical transparency. In the spirit of radical transparency, I turned it off when they went down 20. I turned it off. I'll admit that.
You and I texted each other and was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Hey, look, I had moved. You know what? I have an excuse. I had moved furniture all day. I was tired. This old man was going to bed.
Okay, but credit to myself, thank you, because I didn't put in chat at all.
Yeah. You never gave us the catchphrase. Yeah,
I didn't do nothing.
But no, I like the fact that they were able to battle back, and it was within striking distance in the last couple minutes of the game. They dropped 85-81, I think was the final. You lose to what's now the number 2 team in the country. It doesn't hurt you as far as like being on the bubble or anything. Actually, all their rankings and everything, like the net and everything that goes into determining who's on the bubble and who's not, it actually went up after the Alabama loss.
Yeah, but at the same time, MC, I mean, this damn refs.
It's SEC, man. What are we going to do? I mean, it's that way in every sport. I mean, we should be used to it by now.
Yeah, I get that, but you can't. We saw it in Texas.
Yeah.
All right. Now.
Oh yeah, that was horrible down there.
But that's, I mean, of course, you got to protect the brand.
Yeah. No, that's what it boils down to.
And then we turn around and play a sloppy, and I mean sloppy game against LSU, but we win. But everybody can,
found a way. You found a way.
And here's the thing: I will criticize that game because it was sloppy. And
Very.
Yes, I get it. A win's a win, but there are still issues within this team.
There's still some inconsistencies. What I saw that I did not like out of the LSU game reminded me of the Oklahoma game, where it seemed like from about 3 feet and in, if we didn't dunk it, we couldn't make it. We missed layup after layup after layup, and that's what cost Arkansas the Oklahoma game, and it almost cost them last night. They were able to put runs together, and I mean, if we want to throw the ones up for somebody, let's throw them up for Big Z.
Yeah. He has come on strong.
I mean, he's out there. His last three, maybe 4 games, he's averaging about 20 points a game. I mean, his last 2, he's had 27 and 25, and he's getting 5 or 6 blocks a game, go along with some rebounds. Now, he's still struggling on the defensive end because that freshman for LSU pretty much ate him up last night on the defensive end. But, if he's putting up 25 a game, you take your lumps on defense if he's going to put 25 up. So, and he's doing it however he wants. He's hitting threes. He is using, I love the little baby hook that he's developed and started using down low from about 6-8 feet out. He's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by any means, but the baby hook, when you're as big as he is, you almost can't defend it. So, I mean, if he can get consistent with that shot, that could become money for him.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're still. I think going back to Bama too, because we're gonna cross between both of these.
Yeah.
Going with Bama, that was the first time I was, because even you said it, that we were really starting to miss Boogie Fland.
Yeah, Yeah, I felt like the Alabama game was the first one where we really missed his leadership on the floor and his ability to create a shot. It just felt like for whatever reason, DJ, Nelly, Thero, those guys, it just wasn't the same. And I feel like that's the first time that we've really missed him. So, will we see Alabama again? It's possible. We might see them in the SEC tournament. Who knows?
Because the setup for the SEC tournament is crazy.
Oh, it's going to be wild, man.
Have you seen the bracket?
Yeah, that bracket is wild. This may be one of the most competitive SEC tournaments that I remember from the entire time Arkansas has been in the SEC. Because you have teams that may be playing on that opening Wednesday that are on the bubble.
Yeah.
They could make their way into the NCAA tournament playing in the first day, which it starts on Wednesday now, I believe.
How are they going to?
It may be Tuesday now. I don't remember now.
Okay, so if I read the bracket right, the first four, the highest ranking 4 seeds, get a 2-game bye. They don't play till the quarters.
Yeah, they won't play until
the next 4
Friday.
The next 4 take the semis. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll get a bye till Friday. If you're 1 and 2 get buys. I'm gonna have to look at it again, but I think 1 and 2 get buys beyond where 3 and 4 get their buys. I'll have to look at it again. I'll see if I can't pull that up here in just a minute, but it's going to be wild, man. And Arkansas has still got some work to do. Last night going into that game against LSU, Joe Lunardi had them as the first team out of the NCAA tournament. Right. Now, last night's game did not help that cause any, but you have to win that game, because if you don't win that game, that is a loss. That's a quad 3 loss. And that is a loss that can take you off the bubble and make it almost impossible to get back on it. You had to get that one last night.
We're going to have to, if anything, right now, we need a friggin' miracle in order to get in.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got the bracket pulled up here. Seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4 get a bye all the way to the quarters on Friday. Okay.
All right.
So the tournament will start on Wednesday, and you'll have 16 versus 9, 13 versus 10, 15 versus 12, and 14 versus 11. So we could go through and see who's who right now, but it's going to change so much that there's no point. Right. And then your 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds don't play till Thursday. So you got your bottom team 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 games. You have 8 teams. Your bottom 8 teams are going to play on Wednesday. And then they're going to play 5, 6, 7, and 8 seed, get the winners of each game respectively. Jesus. And then Friday.
5, 1, 2, 3. 5
Friday is when you get, Friday is where you're going to see Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M, and then whoever's 4th, because that's still wide open right now. Who's going to be 4th? But 1 and 2 are pretty well set. Even no matter what happens this weekend, 1 and 2 are probably most likely going to be Auburn and Alabama.
Well, Auburn's got his own issues going right now.
Yeah, there was some stuff come out today. I don't want to get too deep into that, but boy,
that yikes. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, our next game coming up is at number 8 A&M tomorrow, Saturday at 11 o'clock. I want to say it's immediately following game day.
It is. Yep, we're right after game day,
and 11 a.m. ESPN. And according to the Power Index predictor thing on ESPN, we've got a 20% chance to win.
Yeah,
but we're gonna have to bring it. If
Well, and I can say this: the style that Buzz Peterson coaches and the way he likes to play is
Buzz Williams.
Buzz Williams. What did I say? Buzz Peterson?
Who's Buzz?
Wow.
Peterson?
Buzz Peterson was coach at Tennessee like several years ago. Buzz Williams is who I was trying to say. The style he likes to play is very physical, slow it down, just beat you to death, basically. Very similar to what we saw last night in the first half. That's the style that Texas A&M likes to play.
I hope we don't have to hear Wade.
You're going to see another rock fight Saturday is what you're going to see.
Freaking, oh God, who's the one that feels like he's been there forever? Wade Taylor.
Wade Taylor, he's still there.
Sheesh.
He's still there. He's definitely on the long-term plan. It should be Dr. Wade Taylor by the time he's out of eligibility.
Professor Wade Taylor at that.
Yeah.
Hell. Let's jump over here to the Camp Productions live fan feedback. Casey Sutton's in the house. Hi, my favorite fellas. Oh, you don't.
Oh, stop
it. I'm not gonna put that up there, Loki. But yeah, I am. But I'm not gonna read it. I will mess that up. So
yeah, we can't mess that up. We got too much on the line now. But that pretty much.
I'm excited about the emergence of Big Z. If he can continue this pattern, I feel better about the rest of the season. Here's the thing. I want to say we have to win 5. Games
we've got to get to 7 conference wins is where we got to get.
And that's not including the SEC tournament.
Correct. This is just regular season conference wins. You get to 7 wins, and all of the bracketology experts, Lenardi, Jeff Goodman, all of those guys, they all say Arkansas gets to 7 wins, and they're in. Now, does that mean that we're going to be one of the play-in games as an 11 seed? Could be. Or we could be... it kind of depends on who we beat over these last few games because there's several quad 1 opportunities there.
Let me see if I can pulled up.
The next 2 are just absolutely brutal because you go to Texas A&M and then you go to Zach's favorite place, Auburn. If Arkansas can somehow come out of that with a split, I think you take that and you roll with it.
If you know what, I'm gonna go out on a limb. And nobody kill me for this. I'll take a loss to A&M if that means we beat Auburn.
I'll take either one. Yeah, I'll take a split either way.
I will be in. You think MC's bad when we're winning? Let us beat Auburn. Let us beat Auburn by some happenstance. I will be insufferable.
If we beat Auburn, he's going to be all over Twitter about like those Kentucky fans were.
I will light it up, dude. I am not even afraid. I'm not even on Twitter all that much like you guys are, but shoot. Mama Linda says, hey guys, I'm still confused about who this basketball team is. You're not alone. Listening on the radio is easier than watching. I can get down with that actually. Watching it on TV is just kind of rough. Ooh.
Well, it's all over the place. They're still all over the place.
I'm going to take a squirrel moment for a second. I'm not going to name drop anybody, but it's a very prominent social media presence. I'm not going to say any. I'm not.
Did you freeze up on me? Okay, there you are.
Keeps complaining about you froze with this giant crap-eating grin on your face. That was hilarious. Hope somebody screenshot that.
Out here looking like the Joker,
right? He constantly is dogging on the attendance, and I don't think he quite grasps why the attendance is so bad. Okay, I gotta take a squirrel moment. I'm sorry, MC. It irked me.
Oh, you're good, man.
It irked me. Here's the thing: you change the donation level, which doesn't take effect till next year. I understand that.
Right.
Okay. Number 2, apparently it was icy or snow or something. Winter weather was going on up in Phoenix last night.
Yeah.
Which it was brutally cold when I got up for work this morning down here in Central Arkansas. But at the same time, this team is not consistent. Now, before anybody comes after me, I know I've been the one to say, if you have a ticket, go. But you have to nobody is going to watch an inconsistent basketball team when you lose by 4 points, when you lose by 3 points, knowing that you have an opportunity to win the game. Just ask Mike Neighbors and the women's team. Like, it hurts me to watch that team because they've got so much talent on that team.
There's a lot of talent.
But the fans, just like football, the fans have checked out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but they have.
With the the Bama crowd was what I would call a good, solid, vintage Bud Walton crowd.
Yes.
But you're also looking at this fact. It was a Saturday night. It was 8:00. You had all day to go do whatever, get all your errands done and everything. Nobody worked Saturday that was going to go to the game Saturday night, or most people didn't anyway. And then, you come up, but these midweek games, Wednesday night games that start at 8:00, or Tuesday night games on ESPN that start at 8:00. Hey, people with families, I mean, even if I lived up there, that would be a tough one for me to get to, because you get off work at 5, you get home, kids got homework, you got to get, you got to get them fed, you got to get yourself fed. And then about the time the game's getting ready to tip off, if you've got little kids, that's when they're going to bed.
Yeah, these 8:00 tips on weeknights.
It's rough, man.
I mean, okay, I know we're going to compare apples to oranges, but let's put this in perspective as far as baseball. If you've got a midweek series with baseball, are y'all going to complain that nobody's showing up to bomb, even though Friday, Saturday, Sunday during LSU week or Ole Miss or A-State, they're sold out?
And I mean, it's traditional. The tickets may be sold, but not everybody's showing up for midweek games at Baum either. The last time I can think about that you had a hard sellout with AIS, and you know what AIS stands for? Arse in seat.
Oh yeah, I was like,
which is
I'm a little slow, MC. Come on.
I call that a hard sellout, because your tickets are not only gone, but you got a tailbone in every seat. About the last time I can think of that you had that in Baum for a midweek game was when they had like USC or Texas Tech, or 2 or 3 years ago when Texas came in here for a midweek series. It depends on the quality of opponent, because people will make it a point to get there. But last night, it was not a quality opponent. The weather, you had every excuse in the book not to go. And I don't know what the final attendance was. They're going to announce 19.2 because that's how many tickets are sold. But as far as how many people were there, I would say probably 14,000 maybe. So I guess I'm kind of going politician here, Eric, because I am defending them, but at the same time, I'm not. It's just, it's just the way things are now. The 8:00 games are, it's not, it is so easy to watch games on TV now or stream or whatever.
It is.
Back when Bud Walton opened, not every game was televised. Not every game.
So I know the non-conference, of course, correct me if I'm wrong here. I know the majority of the non-conference was ARSN with Paul Eels. And
Steve Sullivan, Scott Inman, all that crew.
Paul there for a while.
Yeah.
It was almost like they would do the radio and the TV at the same time, I think. I don't remember. No, Mike Nail was on the
phone. Mike Nail was on radio at that point.
I stand corrected. See, I am wrong every now and then. It happens. Eric Jernigan is taking a shot at you, MC. Would you like to rebuttal?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of defending it, but kind of not. You had, like I said a while ago, you had every excuse in the book to not go last night. You had the bad weather. You had the late tip off. It was cold. I mean, your shoes didn't fit right, whatever it was.
Hey.
Just uncurl those toes, man. Flatten them out and your shoes will fit better.
Because I wore my clown shoes doesn't mean anything.
No, we got clown shoes to talk about later when it comes to NIL. So, all right. So I'm getting ready to dismiss class here, but I want to touch on just a couple things real quick.
Yeah.
We got to give love to Big Z with the way he's been playing. He's got to be able to keep this up. If he can continue to score in all, inside out, upside down, he's going to be a force. If he starts drawing more attention, that's going to open up more opportunities for guys like Thero and Nelly Davis and DJ and everybody else. Thero had probably his worst game of the year last night.
He didn't look like he.
Yeah, he didn't look right. Something was off with him.
Yeah, something was up.
He
something was either he mentally something was up. He was in his head.
Yeah.
Or he still. I think he said somebody said he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick, and then I'm not sure. He almost looked like he was battling some kind of injury last night too. So we'll see what happens with that. But living on the bubble right now, Arkansas is first team out. If you somehow get a split this weekend, that I think you move from the bubble to being in the last four in. Now, here's what you can't do. Last night was a must-win game because there was no way that winning last night was going to hurt you, to help you. But if you lost that game, it was going to significantly hurt you. There's one more game like that on the schedule, and that's South Carolina. You have to get that one. They don't have it. They don't have an SEC win to this point. And
be that one, like you said a few weeks ago, you don't want to be there. They've got a goose egg, and you don't want to be that one.
You don't want to be the one, and they're getting closer and closer every week. They had an early game last night, and they lost to Ole Miss at the buzzer. So I've watched South Carolina a few times, and they've had several SEC games that if the ball bounces a different way one time, they get the W. But it's just the iron unkind kind of deal, and it happened to them again. And you don't want to be their one win. I would like to see them get one before we go over there to play, because it's a long trip. That it doesn't matter how bad they are. That's always a tough place to play, and you can tell that with everybody that's going over there right now.
Yeah, and it takes the pressure off of us if they get that one win.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely one that you don't want to be their first conference win. And then everything else, man, you've got, like I said, you've got Auburn after Texas A&M. You got Texas A&M first this Saturday, and then you get Auburn on the midweek game, and then the following Saturday they're back at Bud Walton, and you got Missouri coming in, top 25 ranked Missouri, another quad one game. So you've got to take care of business and not have any slip ups. If they go 0-2 these next two at A&M and at Auburn, nobody jump off the top of the mountain or jump off the top of your house or anything, because there's a good chance they're going to go 0-2 with these next two games. If you somehow earn a split, then that's just a bonus. It's just a bonus if you get a split at this point in those two games.
Basketball gods, I will drop the game to A&M, but please let us beat Auburn.
See, that's the way I was with the Kentucky game. I was,
I will sacrifice a lamb, a goat, an Aggie, whatever that is.
So we'll see what happens. Let's go down to Aggie. Let's play hard. Let's not have any of these 6-7 minute scoreless streaks, and just see what happens. Because honestly, Arkansas should go into these next two. Yeah, I'm not reading that.
I'm trying to delete the comments from the bots and everything, and I'm sorry. It's a family story.
We're not gonna read that one, but go play hard. Go play like you played.
Right.
The majority of the game against Alabama, how you played against Kentucky, how you played the majority of the game against Texas, and see what happens. There should be no pressure on Arkansas. They should have no pressure in these next two games because nobody is giving them a chance to win. Go in, play loose, see what happens.
Yeah, and so MC, let me test your knowledge here for a minute, because I have not been able to find anything in this research. Has Arkansas ever been a first four, a play-in team that plays the first four in?
Not to my knowledge. Since the play-in game came in, I don't think Arkansas's been in that first four category.
Okay. I mean, it'd be wild. It'd be really wild to be that and make a run.
Yeah.
But again,
I don't care where we're at as long as we're in, because if we're in, I feel like we could be one of those teams that's scary that nobody wants to play.
See,
because if it's clicking with this team can play with anybody. They showed that the other night against Alabama. Alabama's one of the top two best teams in the country, and Arkansas had them on the ropes and just could not close the deal.
I don't know. It just it irks it. Inconsistency is a big
Mhm.
issue right now.
Yeah. And when you have a team that's full of talented individuals, but maybe they don't have the best team chemistry, and not because they don't get along, just because they've not played together before this year, that sometimes causes inconsistencies. I thought it got a little better at one point, but we're still kind of up and down. So we'll see what happens. And with that, I'll ring the bell and say class is dismissed.
All right, on the other side of the break, we get into NIL in the ever-evolving 50-50 raffle, if you've been keeping up with this. Oh, boy. Yeah. Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time, because it's about to get crazy. You're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen. Back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
It's time to step back inside the Hawg Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hawg Pen. I am having all kinds of issues with my board over here tonight, but I think it's just because I'm off my game and it's been a week. But okay, so oh boy, how do you approach something that is very controversial? Well, here at ITHP, we just jump in head first and say to hell.
We just kick the door down and go, man, and whatever happens, happens. So
okay. So what happened today? Everybody, if you follow Hunter Yurachek, let me back up a little bit. If you follow Hunter Yurachek, he, no context, no wording with it at all, posts this picture of some statement that all the D1, all the major universities,
there were 5 athletic directors in the state of Arkansas from universities. So you had Arkansas State, UCA, UAPB, and who's the one I'm leaving out?
UCA.
UALR and UCA. Okay, so I've got the picture here. I was
trying to pull it up, but
yeah, I'm gonna pull this up here because I went and found it on Twitter, and we're gonna share this real quick so you guys can see it.
So basically, this came about while he's pulling this up. This came about. I had no idea what it was in context of, because he didn't say anything. He just all he did was post this, and that was it. Okay,
so I'll kind of skim through this a little bit to give people some context here if they've not been keeping up with the whole thing of the 50-50 raffles that Bet Saracen and Oaklawn and RJ Hawk and several other people kind of been going back and forth about. So here's the statement from Hunter's the one that put it out, so I'm going to say it's Hunter's statement, but all the other ADs signed off on it. And it says, as intercollegiate athletics continues to evolve, it is more imperative than ever that universities and college competing within Arkansas have the resources necessary to compete and win within their conferences and nationally. We must continue to identify innovative ways to generate support for the college athletic programs at all levels within our state while remaining aligned with our educational missions. Okay. The ability to conduct responsible collegiate sports raffles would allow Arkansans and others to voluntarily participate in an effort that supports athletics across our state, but does not conflict with vital support for other educational programs. Whether it is the Razorbacks, Red Wolves, Golden Lions, Trojans, or the Bears, rallying together as a state to support our athletic programs is a collective win for Arkansas and the teams we love to cheer for. And then it's signed off by Hunter Yurchek, obviously the AD at Arkansas, Jeff Purinton, Arkansas State's AD, Frank Cuervo, he's the athletic director at UALR, Chris Robinson from UAPB, and Matt Whitting at UCA. Okay, so what did that say? That sounded like a big word salad, right?
Yeah, all I heard. Blah, 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 blah.
So
not from you, but
so what he's talking about is these 50-50 raffles where you have a giveaway and you buy a ticket to go into a pot of money. Let's just go for easy math. Let's just say that there's $1,000 in the pot. So 500 would go to whoever's name they draw on the pot. 500 goes to NIL. And you could do a different raffle. You could do one for Arkansas, one for A-State, one for UCA, one for Pine Bluff, and then also one for UALR. You have these different raffles. Everybody buys a ticket, however they want to do that. If you have to be at the game, which I think is what the bill that was proposed was going to be, is that it was people that were at the game had an opportunity to win.
Right.
If you've been following this, Bet Saracen has their own idea that they claim could generate 6 figures worth a month of NIL money. That means that if they're going to generate $100,000 a month for, let's just take Arkansas for instance, $100,000 a month to go to the NIL for Arkansas, that means that somebody's going to win $100,000, or if they do one drawing a month. I don't know how often they were planning to do the drawings. I don't know. I don't think they've got that far yet. But there was testimony in the House committee yesterday to talk about a bill that had been presented by Representative R.J. Hawk.
Which is a good dude because I know him personally. I've talked to him several times.
I believe he spent some time on 103.7 The Buzz, if I remember correctly. He was affiliated with them for a while.
Yeah, he was a morning producer.
So
served on Bryant City Council as well.
Yeah, so guy's been around, knows his stuff, pretty smart dude. The problem where this is coming in, if you follow this at all, Oaklawn and Saracen are doing this because of differences of opinion of how current law reads, the interpretation on the current law, how it reads and how it's currently set up. There's a difference of opinion there on how it's interpreted. And so they have two different ideas. The idea that was in the bill that was presented, is my understanding, it would not be easy to duplicate because this puts the responsibility on the universities to go and develop the whole system. Okay. So they have to either build the app that's going to run this raffle and all the elements that go with it, all the security, all of the PayPal and online payments and stuff that you can take to get in it. The university has the response. Each university has the responsibility of building all that or paying someone to build it. Saracen had a representative go testify, Carlton Saffa. If you follow him if you don't follow him on Twitter, I recommend you follow him because he lays this out and explains it a lot better than what I'm doing right now. But Saracen has a system in place ready to go. All they're waiting on is the green light to say, okay, you guys can do this. So the comparison that he made when he was giving his testimony yesterday was, he said, let's say you have a great piece of merchandise, whether it's a hoodie or a t-shirt or a hat or something, and you want to sell it to the great people of Arkansas.
Right.
But you don't want Walmart to sell it. You want it to be sold elsewhere. He said that's the equivalent of what's happening here by not basically taking the Saracen plan for the 50-50 raffles, because this other bill, it eventually has a third-party company that's going to build and run it that is not based in the state of Arkansas. So his big thing was, look, I'm not just doing this because I work at Saracen. This is a homegrown company. This is an Arkansas company. Why would you not want an Arkansas company helping to raise all this money for Arkansas schools? And he made some really good points. And I think some of the people that were on the committee went into that meeting yesterday leaning one way. And after the testimony given by Mr. Safa, which was excellent testimony, I think he swayed some opinions. I mean, there were a couple of people that were proposing questions to him afterward. And when he got to the point where he was taking questions, a couple of people actually said, you've made some really good points, and you've made me think about things a little bit here. The bill failed.
And then Hunter Yurachek steps up.
Well, yeah, Hunter Yurachek had his statements. I think I didn't get to see his. I just saw clips of it on Twitter. But his statements went on before Mr. Safa did. And originally, my understanding is that this statement that we've got up here on the screen that came from Hunter and the other athletic directors, my understanding is that this was not tied. When this statement was issued, it was not tied to one specific bill. It was just the fact of, hey, 50-50 raffles are going to be vital. Other people are doing it. We need to get in this game too. And then when he gave his statements yesterday, when Mr. Yurachek gave his statements, he gave them in a way that he said that, all this support from Arkansas and the other universities was only for the bill that RJ Hawk had put on the table, basically, which is not the indication that was given. I'm not gonna call the man a liar, because I wasn't there. I didn't hear all the conversations, but it was a tad misleading. And if you look at Mr. Safa's social media, he feels like he was misled as well.
Foot, meat, mouth.
I mean, that's kind of the way it kind of has that feel to it.
Here's the thing, and again, I'm not bashing anybody. Y'all know me. I'm not a sunshine pumper. Of course, I don't know how you're going to pump sunshine into this bag of dog crap. But y'all know I call it right down the middle. This move by Hunter Yurachek does not help his situation and the NIL situation in Arkansas right now. He's already come out publicly. I mean, and again, I'm not going to rehash everything, but
right.
When you come out publicly and bash NIL and say you're against it, and then turn around and beg the fans to essentially give more money because, hey, Arkansas is behind the 8 ball, and then you go through one director of the Arkansas Edge, then you go through another one.
Yeah, that's where I was headed next, because the executive director position of Arkansas Edge, which is the NIL collective, is open yet again, because the latest gentleman that was in the role this one day, was it Monday or Tuesday of this week, just come up and said, I'm out. I'm going to pursue other opportunities. No warning, no anything. He just up and leaves. Arkansas Edge has already been rebranded once, because it was the One Arkansas deal, and then it became Arkansas Edge. And it's gone through a couple of executive directors now. So they're going to be on their third executive director within a year and a half.
Yeah, 24 months. I mean,
yeah, 18 to 24 months, and you're on your third executive director.
And then you want to come to the capital city and put your foot in your mouth?
Well, and, if you want to get caught up on the whole NIL thing and kind of the backstory of what we're talking about with Hunter Yurachek and his opinions on NIL,
go look at our podcast. We had a podcast exclusive where we talked about NIL, and we talked about how, Yurchek and the Arkansas administration didn't really embrace it like other schools have. I felt like we did a really good job breaking down everything that had happened to that point when we recorded that show. Now there's been a lot go on since then, and I would love to be able to get, maybe I'm just going to throw it out there. I'd love to get Carlton Saffa on the show and get him to kind of give some cliff notes of the testimony that he gave yesterday at the Capitol, because from what I saw of it, he had his facts laid out. He had everything laid out of what was wrong with the bill that was being presented, all the way down to age verification and security and some things that were not specifically mentioned.
He's literally waiting for the go order.
Yeah. And Saracen, and this is not a commercial for Saracen, this is just laying out the facts. With their proposal that they have for 50-50 raffles, not only is it going to bring more money in, but it's also they're set up, they're ready to go. He even talked about how difficult the process is to get through the Apple App Store, because basically when you set up an app and you take it to Apple, before they allow it to go in the store, they try to break it and see they hack it.
They put it through the ringer.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the Saracen model on this is ready to go. He's estimated what it could bring in for and you could duplicate this at each school.
He had it at like 900?
I don't even know. I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of money per month that it was going to bring in.
Add it up.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they've got all this proprietary investment in this. And he said yesterday that they would be willing to share it with the other casinos around the state. So that's just one casino. I mean, let's say you get this duplicated at Oaklawn and over here at Southland, which is not far from me, and then they duplicate this for every school, the 5 schools that are listed here. How much ridiculously amount of money could that be coming in?
That's going to be a lot of money. But hey, we gotta take a break, take a breath, and then on the other side of the break, we're going to
baseball, baby.
The final segment
with some baseball. We're going to talk some baseball.
You're not excited, are you, MC?
Oh, no, just a little bit.
Well, remember what happened last time you drank the Kool-Aid?
I'm leaving the Kool-Aid in the floor on this one. So
don't drink the Kool-Aid yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We'll get you going on Hog baseball on the Omaha Hogs. Coming up on Inside the Hawg Pen. Back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
Hi, welcome back to. Oh boy, opening day of baseball tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Not only is it opening day, but let's play 2. with the crazy weather coming in, we've changed the schedule all up. You got Washington State coming in, and instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're going to play 2 tomorrow, starting at noon,
Right.
and then 90 minutes after that game finishes will be game 2. Which was originally supposed to be game 3. So there's no game on Sunday. And then I just saw right before we started the show tonight that there's a time change on Saturday's game now too, due to the weather. So they're moving it up from 2:00 to 1:00.
Is it supposed to snow or ice?
Yeah, you're supposed to get some nasty stuff up this weekend in Northwest Arkansas. Snow and a little bit of ice. So there's nothing like playing baseball in snowy weather and freezing rain and all that fun stuff. But I don't think we'll get the 4th game in. The 4th game is supposed to be Monday. The way they've shuffled the schedule around to this point, I don't see the 4th game getting played. But if you can get 3 of the 4 in, I think you take that and roll with it.
Well, and I mean, and by the way, if you want to get some inside info on the baseball team before first pitch, leading up to first pitch, I should say, tune in tomorrow, 101.1 FM. The Answer. Kevin Bohannon joins me, and excuse me, we're going to talk some Hog baseball, and I'm going to put him in the hot seat. And
is that like putting him at the hot corner over at third?
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk about the last 2 seasons and what's coming up. What makes it different than this season. We'll talk a little Vahiva Aloy. Hey, hi. Sorry.
How about that? You nailed it.
I didn't even think about it. I just said it.
Yeah, you did. That's the trick, man. You got to just not think about it. Our boy D-Mad is in the comments. He says, what's better than 1 baseball game on opening day? 2.
What's also great about opening day? No kidney stones for me.
Oh, there you go.
Opening day 2020. Opening day 2020, I had my first kidney stone. I was like, I'm going to the game. I never made it.
Dang.
I watched it from home.
I'm looking forward to this team. There's a lot of newcomers on this team, either via the transfer portal or guys that chose to come to Arkansas instead of taking, Major League Baseball opportunities. Carson Wiggins is one that comes to mind. And if you recognize that last name, it's because if you remember Jackson Wiggins, this is his little brother. And apparently little brother throws the ball a little harder than big brother did.
Yeah. And somebody Aaron brought this up on one of the Friday shows, who's my producer on Fridays that helped me sound good. These guys are throwing, faster than some of these major league pitchers and stuff. That's good and well, and all that's great. But can you stay consistent and not, blow out an elbow? Yeah,
can they stay healthy and not throw their arm out before we get to mid-May? Right. Before we get to Mother's Day, have they thrown their arm out? And Arkansas's had that problem with a few guys over the last few years.
Now, after Washington State, we go down to Globe Life and play in Arlington for a couple of days.
Yep.
And our producer tonight's not here, but I'm gonna say that we do have to play.
We play TCU.
Yes. I wasn't gonna do it. He's still at work or something. He's probably white knuckling the steering wheel now.
Yeah. I'm looking to see. We play. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe we have night games on Friday and Saturday, and then the Sunday game is an 11 a.m. once we go down to Globe Life.
This is I was gonna say this is Arlington next week.
Yeah, next weekend. But I mean, this is the same event we went to last year when Hagen Smith had his just ridiculous game with 17 strikeouts. They beat Oregon State.
I'll give you a little insight. I'm going to ask Coach Cabo tomorrow about that trip to Arlington, and is there somebody he's keeping an eye on?
Yeah,
as far as who's going to be the next. I don't want to say Hagen Smith, but the next breakout. Who's going to have? Yeah. Who's going to have that breakout moment in that series, in that trip down to Arlington?
Well, and you've got several options. It could be Gabe Gackle. It could be Gage Wood. Those are two big names that are coming back this year. And then you've got a transfer pitcher coming in that was a nationally renowned guy over at East Carolina, Zach Root. I'm excited to see Zach Root pitch. I want to see how he transitions coming from East Carolina coming into Arkansas, because ECU is good. They have a strong history of being good, but when you get into SEC baseball, I mean, I feel like we say this about every sport in the SEC, that it's just a meat grinder and it's ridiculous how good it is. Baseball is right there too, because you have the defending national champion and the defending national runner-up both coming out of the SEC. You got Tennessee and Texas A&M. It grossed me out to have to say that for both of them, but you know, one of the projected finishes of teams has Texas A&M 1, Tennessee 2, Arkansas 3, and I've seen some projections for Omaha that have anywhere from 2 to 6 teams from the SEC making it to Omaha. So it's another meat grinder, and it's just going to be wild.
Not to mention, and while we're wrapping up here, I got a surprise question I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Not to mention, you got a what seems to be a healthy Kendall Diggs.
Yes.
So
yeah. First time in a while that he's actually been 100% healthy.
That adds a new element too. But MC, as we're closing out here, and I know I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay. That's fine.
Imagine you're director of an SEC baseball movie.
Okay.
Who would you cast for these coaches? Dave Van Horn, Tony Vitello, Kevin O'Sullivan.
Oh, wow. I would probably have to go. I'll start with Vitello. That one seems to be the easiest one to me. I would probably go Matthew McConaughey for Tony Vitello.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would you put as DVH?
The movie Taken. Who's the main character in that?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Okay. I think Liam Neeson could play Dave Van Horn. Because, well, okay, so follow me here. You get in the movie Taken, and he gets real serious, and he's talking about, you know, I have a particular set of skills. I'm going to hunt you down.
You think Liam Neeson can pull off the Midwestern accent, the low?
I think so. I think he could pull it off.
I would go. I mean, not, you know, back in his quote unquote prime. You know, you could go Robert De Niro.
I think Loki brings up a good one here for Dave.
You can go. God dang it. He did a movie. Oh God. He was Two-Face.
In Dark Knight, is that what you're talking about?
No. The original Batman Forever.
Tommy Lee Jones.
That's the one. You can.
Yeah, that's who Loki was talking about here. Right in front of you. Yeah. I think Tommy Lee Jones, you'd have to make him look a little bit younger because Dave doesn't look as old as Tommy Lee Jones is. And Tommy Lee Jones is like 112 years old. Great actor, one of the best ever, but he's pretty old, so you'd have to get some prosthetics and some makeup on him. Mama Linda has a good suggestion.
I was going to say Costa too. I was going to say Costa too. That would be
Costa. You know, after watching him on Yellowstone and seeing him play John Dutton, I think he could pull off Dave Van Horn. Because he's got, you know, he showed enough of that mean streak with his John Dutton character that when Dave gets fired up, you know, it's like that meme that's out there where it's pouring down rain and Dave's like, "What? It's just a little rain."
That
was
the movie I was thinking of. Loki, man of the house. Let me see your happy face. This is my happy face.
All right, so you put me on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick.
All right.
Who gets the first home run on Friday?
Vahiva Aloy.
You're going Aloy? Okay. I'm gonna go
the third row of the Hog Pen.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I was gonna say, I'm gonna stick with Nolan Souza. I'm gonna stick with Souza.
Watch it.
Rocco Pepe is another name that you need to watch because he's a transfer from Fresno State. He was brought in specifically because he can knock the cover off the ball. He's another one that you got to watch, but I'm sticking with Nolan Souza.
This is going to be a fun team. And I'm excited about it.
It's going to be fun.
Going to be fun. And like I said, we'll have you covered tomorrow morning. 101.1 FM The Answer. Coach Kevin Bohannon is going to be joining me, and I'm gonna get his take on this team as well and what he sees. He's a sports writer for 247sports.com. And man, I'm excited. I really am.
I am too, man. I'm ready to get it going. I'm ready to get down to Globe Life. That'll be some good competition down there. There'll be some good competition this weekend as well. Washington State is an above average team, a team that could come in here and win some of these games. I don't think they'll sweep Arkansas by any means, but they could take one, maybe two, and take the series if Arkansas is not on top of their game. So we'll see what happens.
Well, and I mean, too, I think everybody's burnt out from football, and they're kind of apathetic with basketball right now.
They're about as inconsistent as the team is with basketball right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so,
yeah. But they live to fight another day. I am not calling him that.
No. The person that called it, we saved that for one person, and she's not here tonight.
For Savage and Savage only. I'm not. Grown men should not.
I'm not calling another dude that. No.
Anyway, like I said, make sure you guys join me tomorrow morning, 101.1 FM The Answer. It will be streamed right here on our Facebook page,
Nice.
and on 101.1 FM The Answer, the app. So if you're out of Central Arkansas, you want to get a more clear, and you don't want to look at my ugly mug, you want to hear my voice, that's fine too. Take your pick. You can do Facebook or the 101.1 FM The Answer, the app. But that's going to do it for us this week on Inside the Hog Pen. For Marcus, MC, Carlton, and the absent D-Mad, who is probably tightening his tinfoil cap as we speak, I am Razorback Zach. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching, those of you that are here on the live stream. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.